myself sort of an athlete. Well, I'm a sports lady, if I could put it to you like that. Throughout my life, I enjoy gymming, so I try and gym as often as I possibly can. I think it's just important to sort of live a balanced lifestyle. I spend most of my time at work, so I think after hours it's nice for your body to sort of do something different and just, keep healthy. Over the years, I've put my body through quite a bit, and I've obviously seen the result of that in the past 4 years. Being active in general causes wear and tear in your body, so mine was purely related to wear and tear. And now looking back on the year, I can truly say I've come such a long way. I mean, my body is not where I'd like it to be, but I mean, I'm getting there slowly but surely. And it's a marathon, not a sprint, so I'll get there eventually. I started dancing when I was 5 years old. This is my 25th year of dancing. Being a professional dancer, it involves obviously making a lot of sacrifices. You put your body through quite a bit. I'm only starting to feel it now in my 30th year of dancing, really. I've undergone 2 surgeries thus far.
I think it's still a miracle that I'm still married. My wife, fortunately, is very understanding. Beata's partner as well, very, very understanding, and it's been quite a bit of sacrifice from both sides. Also being brother and sister, we tend to have each other's backs in everything. So it doesn't matter what happens off the floor, when we come on the floor, we try to cover up whatever's happening for each other.
Professional champions Beata and Andre come from a family whose lives revolve around dance. Trained by their aunt Marion Baxter, this dance studio has become their second home. Having been off the floor for a year, Beata and Andre are preparing for their comeback to claim their title as champions.
We've always been criticized for being brother and sisters, that, sometimes it doesn't become as believable on the floor because, that boundary is there of brother and sister. But over the years, we fought very, very hard to break through. And I think our achievements speak more to that.
Next week, we're all at Rumba this time. First competition, Northwest Superstars. We've worked for that the whole year. Don't hold anything back. I always say there's no second chance to make a first impression. I teach dancers from just about everywhere. Dancers come from Mitchell's Plain, they come here. They come from Atlantis. They come from Worcester. For me, what's important is that some of the dancers that I've been teaching, like Andre and Beata, they've been dancing for 25 years. So I think, it's wonderful to have had the opportunity to be able to influence a couple for that long. What do you guys think you should be focusing on tonight as part of your final polishing?
It's time to showcase what we've been working on. I think we need to dance together nicely as a couple, make sure we're in timing to the music, and that our storyline is very clear.
Let's try it one more time and do more. Tell the storyline clearly.
It's wonderful. They're a great role model to look up to. I think I take a lot from their dancing. I learn a lot from them, and they're always very helpful, never standing back. And they also give me the opportunity to be in the limelight. So I think in that way, yeah, it's quite good. I think Beata is the more peaceful and calm one. Andre is quiet, very quiet, but When he does make himself known, he has quite a presence.
Go there and have a ball. At the end of the day, you know, the marks will speak for themselves, but you would have shown what you are about.
My aunt has always been somebody that I could look up to. She's also done well as a dancer. She's instilled a lot of discipline in me as an individual, as a dancer, and just as a person in general. So overall, I'd say she's somebody who I could always look up to.
I think Beata's interest in dancing actually started with me when she was 3 years old. And she started following me. Whenever I used to practice in the garage, she would also do a little 1, 2, 3. And then when she was 5, she did not stop. And then my mom told me, well, you have to take her with you to practice because she's doing exactly what you are doing. Oh, Andre never had any interest in dance to start off with because back in the day, dancing was perceived to be a girl's sport. So when Andre used to go to school, Andre used to tell his friends that he used to play soccer and cricket. Meanwhile, Andre was going with his sister to practice, but he didn't go voluntary to start off with. And then, because we wanted to keep them together, he then started dancing with his sister. So this was their very first competition, and I mean, it was just like an awesome moment and experience for us, and it's something that we are very proud of and what we can remember.
When I was little, I always used to smile, but nobody used to see any teeth. So she always used to tell me that I should smile with and people should see my teeth. And then the next competition, I was like, that's what I could remember. I was like, I need to show teeth. And then this picture illustrated so clearly because I was smiling and everybody could just see teeth.
The competition?
Yes, I am. I had my nails done yesterday, I had my eyebrows done, so we're getting there slowly but surely. It's just the dress now that needs to
It's the dancer's regime, isn't it? It's getting ready for a competition.
Yeah.
All right, well, look, we've basically got a few little tweaks to do today. Just double checking that everything is fitting, obviously, the way we want it to fit and making sure everything is in place. And then we'll be pretty much good to go.
Okay, awesome. Just need to check that everything is fitting right.
Yeah.
Because from now till the time of the competition, it must be as is. I need to, it's green tea the whole week and just green tea and snappy so that it fits perfectly.
Life of a dancer, hey? Yeah, we have to suffer for beauty, they
No,
say.
we do. We really do.
It's quite a tricky thing in Latin American because obviously dresses in Latin American tend to be a bit more revealing. So they show parts of the body that we don't necessarily walk down the street wearing a costume like that. But you also want the movement to be flattering to the body shape. Now Beata has a very specific hourglass figure. She's got a very high waist, which means that you want to accent the assets and sort of detract from the parts that maybe she doesn't want to be on display.
I went for knee surgery about 4 years ago, and then I also went for hip surgery last year. So just over a year ago, I went for hip surgery. After surgery, I would say I probably had that lack in confidence because I wasn't able to be as active as what I would normally. So yes, I put on a few kgs or whatever you want to call it, but that's okay. Dancers generally, especially Latin dancers, are quite skinny, so people would expect you to be naturally skinny. I'm not. I don't have straight hair. I'm not stick thin. So to try and fight those challenges, it's quite difficult. On the floor we dancers, but off the floor we're still human.
So how have the rehearsals been going in preparation for competition?
It's been going good. Time has been a bit of a challenge because, you know, with work and dancing and.
Isn't that always the professional's curse?
If I could give younger aspiring dancers any advice, I'd say
one, always remain true to whom you are. And I think that is probably what has made me so successful over the years is I've stood out just by being myself.
Cool. And then obviously, main thing is just, are you comfortable?
Yes, I am very comfortable. I love it.
Before the break, we met Cape Town-based dancer Beata Cloete. Having danced for almost 25 years, Beata has experienced physical injuries which has left her off the competition floor for over 2 years. But now she is preparing for her comeback. The arrival of dance minuet in 1650, which was danced in public by King Louis XIV himself, popularized ballroom dancing all across France. The dance that left the most significant mark on the Victorian era was the waltz. Introduced early in the 19th century, it grew rapidly in popularity across England. The 20th century was truly the birthplace of modern dance, and ballrooms from all around the world were swept with the never-ending tide of new dances that were created. The waltz is credited with being invented in Austria. The foxtrot is seen as a purely American creation, and the tango is known to have originated in Argentina. Competitive Latin American and ballroom dancing, or dance sport, began to overtake social dancing towards the end of the 20th century, with two main styles evolving, the international and the American style. Dance sport first appeared on television in 1960 and became very popular during the 1980s. In the 1990s, dance sport was rated the third most popular leisure activity in South Africa, after soccer and rugby. Competitive Latin American and ballroom dancing has recently increased in popularity globally due to the presence of competitive dancing on television screens around the world. The Northwest Province is known for having trained some of SA's best dance champions. 16-year-old Puso Malunga and his partner Boitumelo Tlabi are working hard to keep this legacy alive.
I'm Puso Malunga, and I've been dancing with Boitumelo Tlabi for over 9 years now. It all started when I was playing soccer, and then my mom told me that her friend's daughter was dancing here in Mabane, so she was always like, you need to go try, man, maybe you'll be like the champions of tomorrow. I was like, no, Mom, like I prefer soccer than dancing. And the more I got into dancing, the more I loved it and understood what it meant in a certain way. It's who you really are.
Ba, 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 da, 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 da. Puso's the kind of guy that is very confident. Ever since he was young, I used to ask them, where do you see yourself? And I think he was still dancing bronze, and he said he wants to be a champion. He had a sense about himself, a sense of surety that he knows what he wants. And Boitumelo is a perfectionist. I mean, if you're gonna do this, it means you need to also carry yourself a little bit to assist him.
What's challenging me in this world when it comes to competitions is presentation and confidence.
Don't look down. Every time you need to think of, okay, I'm not dancing for myself only, but you're also dancing for somebody else. Advice that I give them is that, when you have worked hard and you know that you have prepared, you have muscle memory. That is what you depend on. Now you need to, more than the muscle memory, you need to also enjoy. Remember what brought you here is the love of dance. So you need to draw as much as you can from the passion, and that is what's gonna pull you through.
We are right now working on this international competition. It's called the Rumba in the Jungle. So yeah, we've been practicing a lot for this competition because we are representing our town and our province as well.
I think we lived with about 2 days, yeah, from in the jungle. Truly speaking, I'm excited. So, well, I'm ready, but then I know when I get there, I'm gonna get nervous, and then he will start boosting my confidence back up there.
If she is excited, then I am excited as well, but I'm also nervous.
When we close to the competitions, well, we kind of have our...
Matters.
Yes, and then, but at the end of the day, we'll try and fix it, and then we're great.
If you argue, it's gonna take like about 2 weeks, and it will never end because I'm such a short-tempered person, so I don't wanna like always push her. So she always boosts my confidence though, because like she's a good person, so that's why I love her.
Ke statile ke tsaya Puso and his brother ke ba isa ko Mabana go tshameka garati. So ba starta gore ga ba tshameka mo ntlong ba tshameka rough. Ka fila gore ke ba separate ke tse Puso a go dance ko Mabana, then Tebogo ka moisa for football. Ke mo isitse dancing ka bona gore o na le talent ya dance, and then wa irata. So ka tswella le ene gore ya no full time I dancing. Hey, ne ke shebile di-photo tse motshegare ke gopola gore o ne o le monyane tle Puso. O gopola gore o ne o le mokimana.
Wa
itse re no tshaba batho ya mmeregofa? Puso ga se ngwana o shy. Every time ne re ga boa ko Mabana, after re dance-etsa re bontsha gore ba dance yang. So ka bona gore gora re tla tswelela mo dancing ya gagwe. I think now we are very poor because of Puso. Every time ga ba ya bo Cape Town, ba ya bo Joburg, Pretoria, tshwantse gore ke loan chelete. Like last month ga ba ne ba ya Cape Town re patetse 3,000, all in all no go batla 6,000. Then ditlhako tsa gagwe di le one fela, pay one ke 800. Costume ya gagwe le borokge di etsa 2.6. Re sacrifice madi a mantsi gore Puso a dancing, because the way ke monang a dance ka teng re nna happy. Re bona gore ngwana rona o tla tsoga le kgakala ka moso. So la ile gore a lona madi a but ra itumela gore ngwana rona the way a performang ka teng go itumedisa. If he can lose, I will support him. Ke tla molela gore botshelo ga bo felelefa, bo tswella pele. So a ska nyama moko a tswelle ka dance ya gagwe le partner ya gagwe, because there is a light after it, at the end of the tunnel. Batla wina ka letsatsi le leng, batla ipona ba le kgakala.
Whenever the results didn't see one, position 3, so you promise or you'll get your position 1.
No, please took out at 3. So this time we are aiming high, first place, yeah.
How do you feel about the finals?
I'm excited to get a chance of like we'll be on the same floor.
I'm feel very, very happy, and I'm proud of him, because I can see hore le ga nna ke ske ke dance, but ngwana ke o na le talent e ntle tota ka dance e bile tla mo isa kgakala.
I used to play soccer. I play for a team called Magua. Yeah, I don't have time for soccer no more because I'm more focused in dancing. Dancing is a sport because like soccer has tournaments, and dance has competition. So dancing is a sport of like feeling, expressing yourself, and I like expressing myself. When people at school see me dancing, they find it awkward and shocking because like I'm actually the kind of person that always chills with popular students at school, so they don't know the other side of me. You know boys, man, like when I first told them that I was dancing, they'll be like, man, why are you dancing? That's gay stuff. But I'll say to them, like, I'm not like into what they're saying, but I'm on to what my heart tells me to do. My parents are both making sacrifices for my dancing career. They always loan money just to make me happy to go for competitions. It's sad to see my mom like working so hard, but it always puts a smile on her face when I come home with that gold.
Earlier, we saw how 16-year-old Puso Malunga and Beata Cloete are preparing for their biggest competition yet in the highly strenuous world of ballroom dancing.
I started dancing when I was 5 years old. I've sort of moved through the ranks. I started as a tiny tot and then bronze, silver, gold, junior, youth, adult champ, and then eventually I'm a professional today. I think when I found out about my hip injury, when I found out that it would require surgery, it was quite a setback for me, emotionally and physically, because immediately I had to stop dancing. I also never wanted any of the dancers to see me in that state, so I sort of stayed out of the public eye. I also never wanted them to see me as being weak, if I could put it to you like that, because I was on crutches, not able to sort of walk or anything, so I wanted them to remember me the way I was. Initially, I was I wouldn't say scared, but I was very cautious when I got back onto the dance floor. So it's been a journey, I must be honest. It's taken me a long time to get where I am today. I'm grateful that even after 2 surgeries, I'm still able to perform. There's been a lot of work leading up to the Rumba in the jungle.
Michael Wentink is a former professional South African ballroom dancer and a world Latin champion who has been in the industry for over 30 years. He's also known as a judge on the popular Strictly Come Ballroom essay, And So You Think You Can Dance.
Latin and ballroom is always seen as a social form of, people did it socially back in the day. Especially when I started dancing at the age of 7, it was seen more as sort of an old people's kind of, Sunday, let's do ballroom dancing. But since then, it's become a very big competitive sport. If I think back about 20 years ago, I think ballroom dance was the 3rd biggest sport in South Africa, to give you an idea of just numbers. I think it's a sport which I think a lot of the younger generation have climbed onto. And ballroom dancing, it's always been big. It's just sometimes we've had federation splits. And within those federation splits, obviously the numbers have changed. But this competition, Rumba in the Jungle, has brought back all the federations together. And it's really, it's changed everything. I'm so pleased to see that. My personal connection with Rumba in the Jungle is, there's a bit of a history. I have won this competition before. Very difficult to win because it was a lot of international couples who had come to South Africa. And it's a big competition. The whole country gets together. So I think winning this competition is one of the, creme de la creme competitions in dance sport. Judging a Latin American ballroom competition is a very difficult thing to do, believe it or not, because you have a whole group of dancers on the floor at the same time. Now, you might be emotionally attached to certain qualities which you think are much more important. So one judge might think technique is the most important. Another judge might say, well, I think musicality is more important. For me, it's a combination. I think one without the other, it doesn't work. If one couple is better technically, obviously you're going to look at that more. But then again, do they have the end product of the finesse? Are they well groomed? Are they well polished? Do they understand exactly what their dance is about? I like to see a beautifully groomed couple, very clear in understanding of what their role is and the technique and the understanding of the art itself. That in turn creates the end product of a champion.
If I'm not mistaken, the last time I've been to Sun City was probably in 1999. Around about this, I was quite young. And like I said, Andre and I started when I was 5 and he was 8. So we've come to Rumba in the jungle when we were sort of like in our teens. Looking back now, I can truly say I'm proud of what I have accomplished over the years. It's taken me 25 years to get where I am today. So it takes a lot of years, a lot of hard work and dedication to sort of become a professional dancer. Andre is also adjudicating at this event. Andre is the regional chair for the Western Cape, so I go to support him as well. But not being able to dance has been a challenge because when I hear music, my body sort of wants to move. So just having to sort of sit back and watch dances for me is quite frustrating. I wanna be where the action's at. What's nice about Andre and myself, I'd say, is that we know when to focus our attention. So I don't want to run around this evening and then still have to change, and if you don't plan properly, and then it's easy to become anxious.
And also, like, they very rushed with time. So they're probably going to try to run as quickly as possible to time.
I think then we should rather just go with the one outfit thing and rather just make sure that we calm and we don't run around.
Are you then not calm?
I am calm. I'm very calm. So there's one more day until the big event. There's quite a bit that I still need to do. Final touches though. So I firstly need to have my one nail fixed because my nail fell off back in Cape Town. I'm looking forward to having my hair done again, having my makeup done, my dresses are all sorted. So yeah, it's an exciting time ahead. Every female would generally set aside at least 3 hours or so just to do her hair and makeup. Because people remember me as Beata, the South African champion, because that is the last time I competed. I competed at the South African Championships 2 years ago. So people remember me as Beata, the South African champion. So I'll need to come back, I would say, better than I was before. So there's a lot of pressure in terms of, I'd say, grooming, body-wise, image-wise. So nothing's ever perfect, but I try and get everything as close to perfection as possible. I sort of stayed out of the public eye when it came to surgery time. I actually stayed away from practice, I would say, probably like for at least 6 weeks. At least until I could walk on my own. That is only when I went back to the studio and started interacting with dancers again. Until then, I was just at home and focusing on my own recovery. Well, for me, in order to prepare mentally for a competition, it's fairly easy. I try and stay clear of negative energy, so anybody that's sort of in a bad mood, or I just block myself off from them, and I just focus on what it is that I need to do. I remember why I am here and what it is I came to do, and then it just works for me if I stay in my own zone. Andre is even worse than I do. Andre just blocks himself off from people completely. and then he just focuses on himself.
Before the break, we saw how much preparation takes place before a big competition as professional couple Beata and Andre prepare mentally and physically to make their comeback to the dance floor. In the Northwest Province, Puso Malunga and his partner are about to embark on a 2-hour road trip to Sun City where they will compete.
We're excited, we're nervous, and we're like all over the place, but we're trying to keep calm. The competition is 3 days and we're starting tonight. Yeah.
2 days.
Just got a number, just arrived. As you can see, it's packed. Like this number is everything, you know. When it's prize giving, if they call this number, like it's gonna be like, yeah, a good like feeling for us. The costumes describes us as a couple, how our emotions are, how we connect, and it represents us basically. So we have to change costumes when we compete, like for the semifinals, finals, hits, and everything. I have 4 costumes. This costume goes with this dress, and the other costumes goes with other particular dresses. And the costumes are quite expensive. This one is about 1,500 rand, and I don't know how much Dumi's dress is.
My dress cost about 3,000, and it's more than his attires. So eventually I cost more than him. Most of my costumes, it's all about tassels and all that, because I love to shake my body. So obviously, yeah, I would get more points for us. Connection.
But okay, I'll be great when I get into stage.
Moment of truth.
When I walked in, I was just nervous, but then when I danced, I was great, and my confidence was back.
Zero, 240, 264, 370, and 386. That's a go. And the section is 18.
When they didn't call my number, I was disappointed, I was sad, I was mixed up, you know, because I'm that type of guy who always goes to the finals. I woke up at 5 o'clock, and right now it's like 12 o'clock, midnight. So it's been a long day. Even if we didn't make it to the finals, we're still confident that Saturday will be stronger, and will bring all the energy we will be having on that day.
Yeah.
So all the best for Saturday.
I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed. There's a lot of people, so I'm just sort of trying to familiarize myself with the venue, everything that's happening. But at the same time, even though I'm anxious, I'm still calm, so I'm doing well.
This is a sport where looks matter. So the finishing touches, you know, it's what you need to pay attention to as well. As much as the dancing, the grooming is a big part of it, because that's what they see first when you get onto the floor.
Because the dress wouldn't fit due to the stones, that the dress had shrunk, I had alternatives because I had taken 3 dresses, so I just went to plan number 2.
Please welcome. It's a semi-final, so the adjudicators, you have to mark 6 couples back for the final. 146, 161,
Applause please for the check. After this, we have the professional level final.
Well, we've made it through to the finals. We're probably dancing the next section. It's been a long day, so it's a bit of fatigue, but I think we're excited and we're ready. It's been a long day, but this is what we've been working for, so I'm excited for the finals.
I think to sum it up, you know, everything gets left on those last 5 dances, so we're going to pump right through.
Next couple before couple 161, Andre and Beata. Can we have a big applause, please, for all the adjudicators? Thank you. Respect for you.
I'm feeling anxious, so I'm just trying to keep my nerves in check. But you know what? It is what it is. We've done what we could up until now. I'm proud of what we've accomplished, and the results will speak for itself.
third place winner of the bronze medal, 161, Andre and Beata.
I think it was nerve-wracking to make a comeback at such a big event. We managed to be placed third, which we're okay with. I think it can only get better from here. I think for me, when I'm on the dance floor, I get lost in my own dancing. So I sort of switch off from everything that's happening around me. I focus on us as a couple and on the music. So I really enjoyed our dancing this evening. I have no regrets whatsoever.
I block out everything else, you know, pain, aches, It's just at that point in time, the music and the dancing that goes. Dancing is in our blood, and so we'll die as dancers.
Before the break, we were at one of the most prestigious ballroom and Latin American competitions, Rumba in the Jungle, where sadly Puso and Boitumelo did not reach the final. However, Beata and Andre, after months of hard work, received a well-earned third place.
Welcome to the 2017 Rumba in the Jungle. This is the biggest international dance festival in Africa.
This is the biggest competition of our lives. It's an international competition. On our last competition, the biggest challenge was that we were on the crowded side, so the judges couldn't see us. So today we're looking to forward ourselves to the judges a little more.
Although Puso and his partner did not make it to the final, they have another chance at reaching their goal at the second competition of this weekend-long event.
Seven. 577. Which one? Okay. So we have adjudicators 648, 372, 634.
I did great. I was awesome, actually. We were awesome.
Yeah, bro. This is like we didn't go to finals again. It's a rise, sir. Did you finally? Wow, I'm not home. It's a rise,
In sixth place, number 493, Puso and Boitumelo.
We appreciate the place we got. We need to keep on pushing, so that we can be better at what we do. And dancing is not only about winning, it's about having fun and expressing yourself and do what you love. And at the end of the day, you'll see that you're improving some way, somehow, and you'll be glad. And as a couple, we are happy because we know that we're improving each and every day.
I think, one, I'm just grateful that I managed to get through the competition.
We managed to do exceptionally well, I would say. Andre and I are proud of what we've accomplished. We have no regrets. And I mean, it can only get better from here. I'm glad we've sort of broken the ice.
My future on dancing is being a professional and also like open a dance studio for the kids that are interested in dancing, so that I can provide for them shoes, everything, so that they can also get a chance to go and compete.
For as long as people could create a beat, they have been dancing to it. Over the centuries, it has been done for many reasons, whether to celebrate a rite of passage, to appease a spirit, as an expression of grief, or simply for displaying or entertainment. Its various forms play a role in most societies. It is clear in the case of both Beata and Puso that the world of dance sport comes at the price of many sacrifices, blood, sweat and tears, but the moment of glory on the dance floor can make it all worthwhile in the end.